So California's 25th district special election race was held. I don't know. I said that word was held today to obviously fill Katie Hill's seat that she resigned from back in I think October or November of 2019 because of that basically revenge porn that was released by her ex-husband. She resigned at that point, and so this was that special election that was taking place to figure out who would fill out the remainder, or who would fill the who would be the candidate who would complete that remainder of the term. And unfortunately, it's not going to be Cenk at this point. So currently in first have Christy Smith, the neoliberal corporate centrist who doesn't support Medicare for all or free college, and it just obviously has a very centrist and neoliberal policy platform. So she's in first, 33.32%. Second, Mike Garcia, a Republican, 28.18%. Steve Knight, who Katie Hill defeated. I believe he was the two-term incumbent in 2018 when Katie Hill defeated him for that seat. He's in third, 20.29%, and Cenk, who obviously I really wanted to do well and win this race, is at 4.92%. So obviously very disappointing to see that Cenk didn't perform better in this special election. He would have been just a really awesome and powerful member to have in Congress, because I think he would really stand up for and advocate for making the government work for the working people and not the billionaire owner class. And he'd really fight tooth and nail to get things that we really need, like Medicare for all, so we don't have, upwards of 70,000 people dying each year because we don't have health care, fighting for a Green New Deal, so we actually have a inhabitable planet to live on for our generation and future generations, really, really important stuff. Christy Smith isn't going to fight for those, and, there's a reason why the Democratic establishment did everything that they could to prop her up and support her, because she is part of that same cloth. Pelosi, I think Harris, Feinstein, the governor of California, and all these other DNC establishment party hacks who want to uphold the status quo because they're already powerful and wealthy. So why turn the apple cart if I'm already doing well? So that's the type of energy behind the Christy Smith campaign from my perspective. And so now because none of the candidates got over 50% margin, this race goes to a runoff election that will be taking place May 12th. So that will be Christy Smith and then the Republican Mike Garcia. So if one of them obviously gets the over 50%, then they will fill out the remainder of the term. So just not overall a very good Super Tuesday if you're concerned with progressive left candidates, because we saw, obviously Bernie Sanders didn't do as well, obviously, as we would have liked in a lot of these states. I mean, he did pretty good in California. He won California. So he won California, Utah, Colorado, Vermont. That might be the only states, unfortunately, that Bernie wins. And then we have Cenk losing in this special election to fill that 25th seat in California's 25th district. So be interesting to see what he does in the future, if he runs again, maybe when the seat is up for re-election again, who knows, or if he's just gonna go back to the Young Turks and keep doing what he was doing there. So we'll see. But again, not the best of days or nights if you're concerned with progressive left populist candidates in the U.S. And again, it just really goes to show that oftentimes people aren't voting in their best interest and their own self-interest, and instead they vote for things like, oh, Christy Smith was endorsed by Nancy Pelosi, and she's the head of the, she's the leader of the House of Representatives. So, well, Christy Smith must be good because Pelosi, endorsed her, instead of actually breaking it down by policy positions that these various candidates have. Because if you obviously went that route, Cenk Uygur, would have performed much better because he actually has a set of policy positions and prescriptions that disproportionately benefit the working people of California's 25th district and the United States. So, just my opinion, it's just always very frustrating when people don't vote on policy and they vote on, I don't know, the likability of the candidate, or if they think they share their same values, or they seem like a good person, or whatever it is. No, people really should be voting on the candidate who will improve their lives the most. It's so common sense, but it's not very common when it comes to voting, unfortunately. So, those are just my thoughts. I would love to hear yours on this special election in California's 25th district, as well as anything else that's caught your interest about Super Tuesday. Peace. Much love.